anything positive out of that at all, Nick?
No, there wasn't too much. The other team were simply executed their plays better and just rolled down the field far too easily, and we accommodated them with penalties and mistakes. That's been the sign of the times in the past 4 weeks now.
What's the go with Robbie? Was there a chance there if you guys had closed the gap that he would have come back on, or how are you?
He dislocated a knuckle and finger, so it was touch and go, and in the end he was in too much pain, so it just wasn't worth bringing him back on. And the doc couldn't be certain that he wasn't going to do any more damage to it, so it's better look after his health than to have something more detrimental happen to him.
Do you know long term at this stage? Is he likely to miss next week at all? Or?
I don't know until he has X-rays and scans. I can't really tell you.
Liam, you would have approached the game as one that was definitely winnable. The opposition sort of been struggling in recent weeks.
Yeah, well, we approach every game. We think every game is winnable. So I suppose it's pretty disappointing. We had a good couple of training sessions leading to the game, and we just weren't good enough today.
Michael, a lot of those penalties, 5-0, they're in the ruck area. Is that a concern for you that so many penalties given away in there at all?
My concern was the actual penalties, and a couple of them. I looked at the replays and shrugged my shoulders. I didn't know what they were for. And, you can certainly come up with some if you look close enough. And I thought a couple of the 50-50s, I thought just they weren't penalties. And there's a couple of contentious ones, but the rub of the green early, just if it goes against you, it goes against you, and that's not the reason we lost, but certainly contributed to a little bit of that possession gain that the other team had early.
Done? Any more?
Well, the rest of the season, it's so difficult, I suppose, at this stage of the year where you can't make finals. How do you pick yourself up after a performance like this and go forward?
Well, you've got nothing but pride to play for, and for the fans, and to show the fans that there is some will to win within the group, and that's what we need to show. And there'll be some players there today that are disappointed in their performance, and we'll have to. We've got a short turnaround and try and jump back on the horse and try and get a winner, and it's going to be tough.
Is it doubly disappointing to sort of have this display on the back of what was probably a pretty good performance against Manly, even though the scoreline might not have shown?
Well, there was a couple of, again, you don't want to dredge up the week before, but there was a couple of potential opportunities for us when we didn't execute our play. They scored down the other end, and that's 12 points against you, and you could have had maybe 6 on one of them anyway, and it's an 18-point turnaround for yourself. But what's disappointing is I thought the other team were just far more desperate than us to get the 2 points. They needed to get 2 points, and it showed out there. And you guys poked Dave Taylor in the media, and he showed you how he can play, and he was quite devastating today.
Is that really the challenge for you over the next few weeks, to try and match that desperation of teams that have still got something to play for?
Yeah, it is, and against the teams like Souths and Roosters, look, they're massive challenges for us, but we want to show that what we can do, and it doesn't mean anything for this year's competition, but it means something for our confidence.
Liam, when you read a story about an opposition player like the one about Dave Taylor, does it set off some alarm bells when you've got to play against him the next week?
Oh, mate, I didn't actually read it, so
right,
I don't actually know what the coach is talking about.
Probably just as well.
I guess, Liam, from a player's perspective, obviously things are really disappointing on a personal note. Great stats today, but they probably mean very little to you, I guess.
Yeah, look, I suppose, like Mick said, we've got to play for pride, and it's something that we've got to show in the next couple of weeks that we've got left. So if we don't pick our game, we're going to get touched up by the better teams, and it starts next week with Parramatta. They're like us. They're coming at the semi, so they're going to be and they're at home, and they haven't had a win for a while like us. So it's going to be two desperate teams, I suppose, not wanting to get the wooden spoon. So we're going to show what we've got next week.
Done. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.